Hello, I'm here with Sami Goodwin, who's a stay-at-home mom of four, and she did the Whole Human Challenge program. So I'm here to talk to her about her experience with the program. Hi, Sami. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you. And there's little Rocco too. Hi.
Yes.
That's great. So I want to start out just asking what made you sign up for a Whole Human Challenge in the first place?
Yeah, so I had had a lot of friends who had done it and loved it. And I think what finally had me do it was after our third baby was born, I was pretty sick physically and mentally. It just triggered a ton of anxiety for me.
Yeah.
Um, and so I just had a lot of hopes that it'd be a helpful program.
Did you have any hesitancy about doing it?
A little bit. I knew I was in a very vulnerable state of life, like just being very mentally sick. And so there was kind of a hesitancy of like, I don't know who's going to be in the group. I knew there was like some small group stuff, like the things that were like attractive, but also like scary when you feel very vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's just like you really need something to support you and help you. And and if it doesn't get that can hurt a lot because you're putting yourself
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
Right.
And I already did an interview with Jake, your husband. And wasn't he a part of you deciding to do the challenge?
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking last night. We couldn't remember who did it first. I think he did it first, but
He
he
did it
thinks I
first.
did.
He did it first.
Okay.
He was part of he was part of the first one that ever launched. So
Yes, that's what
yeah,
I thought. 'Cause it's like I was like, you had such a great experience. Like that's why I did it. And yeah, he couldn't remember, but
beautiful. Okay, so then you're going into the program feeling vulnerable, like there's a lot kind of on the line right now, high
yeah.
anxiety, feeling sick. What was your experience like of the program then?
Yeah. It was really beautiful. I remember like telling myself that like, okay, I've decided to do this and I want to be all in. Like I want to um like let down these walls and be vulnerable, not
Yeah.
just like partially let some down, but like and just jump in. And I remember in particular the small group was really helpful, like really beautiful. Like we were all here for the same reason, like wanting
Hmm.
to find like healing and help, and yeah, to have each other for that was really a gift.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you found what you were looking for?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Um, I mean, yeah, I think like the thing I wanted was just kind of this broad like help.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I didn't have like very specific things, but yeah, I think one of the biggest takeaways was that, and probably another hesitancy actually to doing it was there's something scary about like taking time to slow down and like really look at yourself.
Yeah.
Um, but I found that like it was so like so worth it and so beautiful. And even like to this day, it's something that I like take with me as like, no, it's like I can tell like there's something going on. Like I need to take a moment and like look deep at what's
Yeah.
going on. And, yeah.
Can you say more about the process of slowing down and looking at yourself? Like what does that look like and what fruit did that bear for you?
Yeah. Well, two things come to mind. One, I think slowing down and looking at like, yeah, like what exactly is this anxiety? Like what, cause I think sometimes I could just like, I feel anxious, but I don't really know like, well, like, what are you actually anxious about?
Yeah.
Like even that I don't want to like face. Um, and then I just remember being so helpful when you helped me to see that like anxiety is like showing us that like there's something that we value that's being potentially threatened. So like realizing like, okay, like there's actually like, this is stemming from something that I care about. Yeah, so to be able to like name the anxiety, almost I felt like I had a little more like power over it. And then, gosh, what was the other thing I was gonna say? I don't remember.
That's okay. Yeah, because I think a lot of people associate feeling anxiety with this sense like there's something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's something wrong with me. I shouldn't be feeling anxious. But then what you're referencing is what we talk a lot about in Whole Human Challenge is like, I'm feeling anxious. That means I really deeply care about something. And then this
Mm-hmm.
anxiety response is coming up to defend what I care about, or at least attempt to defend what I care about.
Right.
And so that's actually a part of me that's honorable. It's a part of me that's honorable and good, and that like I can work with it even if I want it to go away. I can still work with it with reverence. Um,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you notice, or did you notice it changing the way you were living, the way you're interacting with your kids, your husband? Like how did that start to change?
Yeah. I mean, I think, um, yeah, I mean, the the general lowdown of like I think my anxiety after my baby was born, like because I was like sick, I was like nervous. I just had this fear that like I was gonna die. And
Hmm.
then like you helped me realize that like, oh, it's like I don't want to leave my children, like, like I love them and that's the thing that like I want to protect. And so I think in particular, like it once I like realized that anxiety, it gave me such a new like um lens of like looking at my kids and my husband like, oh, like they're this gift that I like want to keep living with. And
Yeah,
um yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So then like looking at anxiety that way, it actually helped you like stay with your kids better, help you reconnect with your kids and like say like, oh yeah, this is why I'm so anxious is because I value them and my time with them and my life with them so much. And then you can
Yeah.
then shift around that priority. Beautiful.
Sorry you cut out for a minute, but yeah.
That's okay. Um, okay. So what would you tell like other moms who are maybe on the fence about doing this challenge? Because there's a lot going on as a mom with like
Mhm.
there's a lot of demands on your time, there's a lot of demands on your energy. Um, Life can already feel hectic. So like why would you go out of your way to sign up for something that seems like it's gonna demand more time out of you, like a challenge like this?
Yeah. Um, yeah, it can seem like you want to protect your time. It's like your only time. But I think for me, it just like it's very clearly helped me take another step towards the mom that I want to be. And so I think it's very worth the sacrifice. It's worth, maybe you have to figure out childcare or do it in the evening when you would rather go to bed or something. But um, yeah, I think it's very worth like doing something that will help you be more fully yourself and like more like help you with your vocation.
Beautiful. Yeah, because I think there's a lot of I know there's a lot of sacrifices moms make um that that like kind of drain you that
Yeah.
say like okay I need to sacrifice this thing that I like or this comfort or this other thing. But I think Whole Human Challenge and what I've really tried to do with Whole Human Challenge is to make it, yes, it's a sacrifice. It takes time. You need to invest in it, but it's one that actually supports you. It supports your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health. And then by boosting you, that can help you be with your kids more fully. That can help you be with your spouse more fully. That can help you engage. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that is something that I remember noticing like, wow, I don't, because there's other little things that I've been committed to that as it approaches, I'm like, okay, like I said yes to this, like I'm gonna do it. Maybe not very excited about it, but this I remember like, no, like this is like a time for me, and like I get to share a part of me with people who really care. And yeah, like I remember like getting to a point where I was like, I'm really excited for this.
beautiful, beautiful. And something I remember you saying that surprised me, because part of the challenge is cold showers. And I remember like thinking it was going to be a really hard sell for moms. That's just like I don't want to give up this one comfort, which is a warm shower that I have in my life. Um, but then I remember with you after we talked about it, you were just like ready to go. And after you experienced how just effective they were for your anxiety and for like just helping you recenter and be present. Like I remember you talking about being like, I just want to get in a cold shower right now. Like, oh man, like you were like ready for it and searching for opportunities to jump in a cold shower. I was so impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like every time you'd bring it up and my husband would do it, I'm like, oh, that sounds so bad. But then, yeah, I was like, no, I'm all in. Like, I want to, like, I'm just going to
Yeah,
trust Isaac and everything he says, and I'm going to do it. And yeah, I was like, wow, it's kind of like that. There just like be times where I'm like, I just feel like my anxiety needs kind of a slap in the face right now to just like, I don't know, I need to be regrounded, and
yeah,
that would help.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. So, any last things you'd want to say about the program or to anybody thinking about doing the program?
Um, yeah, I think like if you just have there's like an inch of you that's like curious about it, I think you really have nothing to lose to like commit and um yeah, to go for it. Like I think taking care of ourselves and finding something that can help us like be more ourselves is very worth it.
Beautiful. All right, Sammy, you are amazing. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and to just share some of your experience with Whole Human Challenge. Yeah, I'm just really grateful for you and for our friendship, and I hope we can see each other soon.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Bye.